Hello and welcome to this video tutorial. In this video, we'll discuss how to set up taxes within CloudPM. Before we get started, there are a few points you should know. Each tax must be associated with a department code, so it's a good idea to create your department codes first. When an item is subject to more than one tax, for example, both a state and a local sales tax, CloudPM will post each tax separately. For this reason, we suggest you have a unique department code for each tax you create. For this video, I've already set up the necessary department codes. In some cases, you might choose to have certain items post as tax inclusive. This is accomplished by marking the department posting code as tax inclusive. You don't need to do anything special to the tax code itself. If your location has taxes that are applied on other taxes, CloudPM can do that. You'll just need to make sure the appropriate tax department codes are linked to the correct taxes. Finally, the tax function can be used to add other types of automatic add-on charges, such as resort fees or banquet service charges. To access taxes, go to GM Functions and click the Accounting header to expand the menu list. There are two tax-related selections. Let's click Taxes first. This screen is arranged like many others in CloudPM. There's a toolbar up here where we can save or cancel any changes, refresh the list, or create a new code. And the list of tax codes is down here in the main part of the screen. Now let's take a look at the various parts that make up a tax. The first column is the code. Our sample hotel is using only 4 digits, but this field accepts up to 10. This code is what you'll see in the Department Codes screen when designating items as taxable. Next is a more detailed description. The third column is where we select the posting code that will appear on folios and the various reports. Remember at the beginning we recommended using a separate department code for each tax? You can see here that we're doing just that. Each of our taxes has its own unique department code. The Applies To column is where you specify what the tax is based on. Most taxes apply to the entire posting, such as the room rate or sales taxes on sundry items. Some taxes, like this one, are based on occupancy, so we've selected the Per Adult option. You'll enter the tax amount here in the Tax Rate column. We again have two options, either a percentage like our 2 sales taxes, or a flat dollar amount like the occupancy tax. If there's a new tax that goes into effect in the future, you can create that tax ahead of time and enter the effective date in this column. If a tax goes into effect immediately, simply enter the current date. In most cases, a tax is calculated regardless of the item cost, but there's always an exception. In the case of our occupancy tax, it only applies to room postings of $20 or more, so I've entered that in the minimum amount field. Now let's take a look at the other tax item in the menu, AutoAdjust Taxes. This is important for any hotel with extended stay guests who may be subject to special tax rules. Here we have 2 slightly different examples. In the first entry, the occupancy tax is set to automatically stop posting after 30 days. This little checkbox is a big deal. With it checked, CloudPM will automatically adjust off all the previous 30 days of occupancy tax. The second entry also takes effect after 30 days, but this one applies to the other 3 taxes. Posting adjustment is not on this time, so the first 30 days of these taxes will remain on the folio. Finally, if a tax adjustment rule no longer applies, you can turn it off by checking the Inactive box. Thank you for taking the time to view this video. Please feel free to contact your account manager or our customer support center for additional questions.